Yo, what's up? It's your girl Wisdom, and I'm back with another episode. First, I want to go by saying, how are you doing? How are you really doing deep down inside? What are you feeling? What can you change to make that feeling better? Are you feeling happy? If so, that is the most amazing thing ever. Today we're going to talk about memories, emotional instability, and what is the meaning of love. Let's get started. Excuse me, I'm eating. But, yeah, like everybody that's been listening to my podcast know, I've mentioned not knowing my mother, who she really was. I didn't know much about her childhood until I came across my aunt's diary on accident. And I was looking for a paper and I read it. I can honestly say a lot of things was very disturbing because they did a lot of things together because they was close in age and my mom dang near raised the girl. So a little bit it made me understand why my aunt's obsessed with my mom. And every time she get drunk and every chance she get, she make me feel like I'm an invalid and make me feel like she should have been my mom's child and I should never been born. And yeah, and my energy shifts each and every time she does that because she throws that in my face every time she's drunk. What you guys don't know is I didn't grow up with my mom that much. The first couple years, till I was 10 years old, my mom was in jail a lot. Like, throughout my childhood, she was in jail a lot. She was, getting in trouble, from certain things, different things. Fighting with men, throwing bleach on them, all kinds of stuff. That made her, bleach is a chemical that can mess up people's skin. If you really want to. And when I look back on it, even at a young age, she put me in it. Let me go back to when she threw the bleach on her boyfriend at the time. Okay, she met this young dude. She was a cougar. She met this young dude when she was about in her 20s and he was 17 years old. And I knew the guy since I was 3 years old and to my age now, but I don't see him much. He visited me while I was in hospital and I was sick, and that's the last time I seen him. But she threw bleach on him because I guess he was cheating or whatever, and she hid his phone under my pillow. And that's when, like, the cops got called on her and she went to jail. I can't remember specifically how long she was in jail for. But I remember going down the street where my aunt lived in apartments. And it was like at least 5 blocks away from the apartments that we lived in. And my aunt taking me in. Mind you, I have 6 aunts and 1 uncle, but my uncle died the year I was born. And it's just from there, I remember she dropping me off of one of my oldest aunt's house. And, like, it was frequently thing, chasing after this same dude. And chasing after the same guy, man. And I remember crying a lot. And I have vision, so me being very clairvoyant, I can see what my visions are and my memories just from having those. My memory sticks to me. I remember crying a lot. And my auntie had a water bed, so I remember that off rip. And I remember getting dropped off all the time. And my cousins picking on me and talking about I'm a crybaby, I'm spoiled. And I feel like that's another reason why I don't cry anymore. I hardly cry unless it's something really, really emotional, or I can feel someone's emotions or something. That's the only reason how I'll cry. And I was told crying melts the ice off your heart. And I believe in that. And then, like, just from up, like, I remember just being in and out of homes, people's homes. But first, when I was 10, 19 years old, she got arrested. But the thing is, I feel like it was kind of set up by one of my aunt's baby daddies, on some fraud charges shit. And my mom probably thought she was trying to help the dude or whatever, genuinely helping, but that wasn't even the case. So my mom took that charge. So I felt like low-key, my aunt felt bad because they basically took my mom away from me. But the thing was, even as a kid, I read off people's energies. I could understand people's energy. And my aunt did not want me in her home. And she made us, and like every time she came home from work, "Hi, auntie, how you doing? How was your day?" She walked past me and ignored me. And she had favorites back then. She had favorites to the T. And it was there was 2 that was her favorite. But it seemed like she always had a problem with me and, like, me just being with her. It was to the point that she sent me to Lincoln with my other aunt. And I stayed and had fun with her. And there was no problem. She had no problem with me being there. She didn't have kids around the time. She didn't have her kid until like 6, 7 years ago. And I grew up with my aunts, like, to the point they get very young aunts. Like, they're in their late 30s, late 40s, early 40s. And the youngest one, when I was born, she was 13 years old. And when I came back to Omaha to that same aunt, I didn't want to leave Lincoln because I was having the time of my life. I was getting spoiled by her boyfriend. I was just I felt like at that time I had 2 parents instead of no parents at all. And mind you, I had a single mother. My father was not around. I know who he was, and I've seen him and came across of him, but he was not around. He didn't come around until now, but it was so funny about it is I'm not going to never see him ever because he's in the penitentiary. He's in federal penitentiary. So it's crazy how you want to be a father when you so far away and in the system. Then I went to my other aunt house, and she didn't, like, I just felt like they didn't want me there either, and some stuff happened where I'm not going to get into that yet, and sent me over to the aunt's house that I was just talking about. It was just a lot of back and forth, and somehow I ended up at a family's friend's house, and I was just angry. Like, I was so angry that I was throwing stuff around in classrooms, and I was just going through a lot. I felt so unloved and so unwanted, and I just felt thrown away. And still to this day, when shit like that happened, I feel thrown away. Like, when my mom passed away, I basically was thrown away. I was garbage, and I wasn't worth shit on their shoes, or my family's shoes. But what I want to say at the end of this is, because I don't want to tell everything at once, I want to put in more in the podcast. If you going through something similar or anything at all, you're strong. Not only if you doing it with other people, you doing it by yourself, you're a warrior in this affair. You're a warrior in everything you do. Don't forget, God gave you strength for a reason. He didn't give you strength just to give you strength. He gave it so you could use it. You could tell your enemies, bitch, I got this. I'm not weak. Because things like this is not for the weak. You're not weak. If you came so far and you're down and out, you a motherfucking soldier. And I'm in it like that. Wisdom out.